Hello and welcome to the Paranormal Guys. Tonight we are at the ancient Ramen, where we'll be investigating the stories of the incubus and succubus. Join us as we investigate the ancient Ramen.
Like birds beyond the night, through the dark we'll find the fight. Paranormal and normal truth we seek, in the sun spirits speak. Footsteps vanish, walls that groan, veils between the worlds are shown. Shimmer faces, fleeting eyes, no escape where the dead wind cries. Cold wings rising, limbs to freeze, scream confessions by the breeze.
So obviously we are going to be investigating the ancient Ramen.
Yes, we are.
And this is a location which is steeped in history, one that dates back to the 11th century.
Mm-hmm.
It was used to house the slaves to build the abbey in Wootton-under-Edge.
Mm-hmm.
There's claims of demonic attacks, ghost child. There were apparently child bones found in a grave within the house.
Mm-hmm.
There's reports of a ghost witch, ghost highwayman. The house is supposedly meant to be the world's most haunted house, or at least UK's most haunted house at minimum.
Mm-hmm.
It is world renowned for being haunted. The previous owner died in December. Fabricated loads of stories, and I don't know what to believe in terms of that. I have investigated the place twice in the past. Didn't find any concrete evidence to say that there's anything actually there. Do not actually believe them.
Mm-hmm.
From your knowledge, what do you know about the Ramen?
Well, I know that used to be an old sort of inn that dates back quite, to the 1700s, isn't it? Even earlier, maybe. And I know it's built on ley lines, and supposedly spirit energy travels along these, and one of these said spirit lines travels straight to Stonehenge, which is a very sacred place for druids and all that. As you know, they celebrate the summer solstice there, and you know, all the solstices really. I know that the succubus lives there, along with the male counterpart of said demon, the incubus. The old owner, who sadly passed in December of last year, he supposedly had an encounter with the said succubus.
What we need to do is we need to scour the internet, and we need to try and find out what we can, or to the best of our ability, what we can about the Ramen. And maybe even contact people who have been there before to get their experiences. And just kind of go from there, because we can't go into this investigation half-cocked. We need to go in.
We need to know everything,
Hey, welcome Jess to the ancient Ramen. You have been here before, if I understand. How many times have you been here before?
I think twice.
And what sort of experiences did you have when you came here?
Not much, because it's got such a reputation. I thought more would happen. The first time was with quite a large group, so I think because it's actually quite a small building, I think that probably affected that. And the second time, with a smaller group, it was good, but I wouldn't say anything for me significant happened.
What were your first thoughts of the ancient Ramen when you first came here?
It's got such a reputation. I think that kind of, it gives you lots of thoughts and ideas, and it probably makes you slightly apprehensive, just simply because of everything you've heard about the place. There's been so many articles, television shows. It's been voted one of the top 10 most haunted places in the UK. So I think obviously with all of that beforehand, you kind of are probably expecting something usually more than maybe what you actually get.
So the previous owner, John Humphreys, he was quite an eccentric character, and he liked to tell quite elaborate stories. Do you think that the stories would influence investigators that come here in their findings?
Oh, hugely. Oh, yes. Yeah. I think all the stories have influenced probably most investigators in some way, shape or form, even if it's not consciously. Probably subconsciously, the stories are already embedded in your brain, so you might therefore, if you experience something might put it kind of towards one of those stories that you've heard.
And have you got any advice for us investigating the ramming tonight?
I think it's good that there's not many of us, which makes a massive difference, that you've got the place yourself. It's just, as a kind of boring skeptic, I would say, just making sure that if you hear something or see something, that you kind of go back and go over it again, follow your footsteps, just to double check if it's not something else, because if you do go back and it doesn't happen again, that's just going to make what you've experienced more powerful than if you don't do that.
Thank you very much, Jess. Thank you for joining us tonight. Let's get this investigation started.
Our first vigil consisted of myself and Chris investigating the witch's room.
If a noise, say something, or even touch one of us. There's a light on the bed, can you make that turn on? And
Maybe.
there's a light on the hallway out there, so it was shining into the door if something turned outside of the room.
Just me moving, putting the EMF detector on the bed.
The light doesn't work. I'll tell you something, and I don't know if they caught it. When I literally put that on, right, I turned it on, and straight away, it turned on in my hand, and then it went off again.
Bit odd.
But like, I can't really explain it. So I had it, I turned it on, I wanted me to do it. It turned off by itself. I thought it was broken, I picked it back up, and it turned on.
Might have picked up your shadow because of the light.
Yeah. I just literally turned it on, you know, like, so it was like, turn on, light comes on, it went dim in my hand, which you should only do it after 20 seconds.
Right, I'm going to try turning the light off on top of the phone, and we'll go dark again, guys. You can't see very much anyway, so you're not going to be missing too much. Is there anybody here? It was at this moment that I noticed some finger-like lights appear next to me. I turned the camera around to see if I could recreate it. Maybe it was light from the camera reflecting off the chair and appearing beside me, but I couldn't recreate it. No, turn the torch off. That was creepy as anything.
What did you see?
I just saw like a skin-coloured light just do that by my hand, by my head. Kind of like it just kind of did that by my side of my head. Oh, it was creepy.
If you notice now, look, see how the dust has been picked up on it? You see it? Like everywhere.
Yeah.
So that was not happening in the other room.
It was. That's
it?
what I was seeing.
So because obviously I was looking at a different person, so. You start light then.
Right.
It's not flashing. Yeah, I'm doing it. Did you turn on again? Okay. Yeah, it's the back end of your light is reflecting off. Something else over there, and then it's being projected on quite wall there.
Right. Come on, if you're here, come and do something. It's really quiet. We want something to happen. Come and scare us. Come and do something. It was at this point we both heard a bang. We called down to Jess, who was down at Nerve Centre, to see if it was her moving. However, she said it wasn't, so we can't explain what this bang was. Unfortunately, it wasn't caught on camera.
Do something else.
Jess, did you move? Jess? Did you move?
Okay.
Did you just move just there to make a bang? Did you hear that bang then?
Yeah, very loud.
Did you hear the bang down there? Right, okay, cool. Before Chris moves forward, you can see a light anomaly moving from the bed and moving into his chest. What happens next makes us think that this may not be dust or an insect. In my stomach. Whoa. I just saw like a a light. It just went from the bed, yeah, from there over to where you are.
So my way.
Yeah, into like your chest.
Oh shit.
So it was quite like distant.
Move to a darker course, shall we? Nah, you're right.
Come
What
on.
the fuck was that?
That was outside, wasn't it?
No. It's not a chair.
No, because it was from over here. I'm right by the window. That's why it's so cold. But... Come on, come and do something.
Come on, you floated towards me. Touch my hand. Come on.
Remember, guys, if you want to see
That's very cold.
if you want to see one of us go off on their own, then just comment in the chat, and Jess will be able to tell us who you want to go on their own.
Right here, Kieran.
It's me about to touch you, okay?
Here, look. Craft. I'll move my hand so you can feel it.
I can't feel him now. That's a dog outside.
I'm really lightheaded a second. Oh shit. The other side of my face is out like feel it.
It's freezing. Really, really cold.
Damn dude, I'm really fucking going here. Oh shit, I'm really going.
Do you want to go out?
No.
What does it feel like?
I feel like that's warming up now and it's not to pass.
It is feeling warmer, yeah.
Shit, man.
What did that feel like?
That felt weird. It felt like something passed me like that, as you felt. I mean, obviously, like I said to you before the investigation, I do have this problem. Like, remember where I was really lightheaded?
Mm-hmm.
But you felt that, didn't you? I went completely cold on one side. And then it was the other one.
Jess, was that you?
Oh, okay.
I was on the stairs, that was.
Mm-hmm.
So that was you, can you do that again? Make a footstep on the stairs? Whoa, 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 what the fuck was that? Get the fuck. What? No what?
Okay.
Get to fuck, that was, someone just touched me again.
Sorry about that, guys.
Sorry about the language. Oh my god.
Right guys, basically what happened to me there, and I mean I do have a sort of fit myself, but basically, even Kieran felt it, I just went so funny, my whole left side went funny, and I went ice cold on one side, completely freezing. I still got pins and needles now in my right hand.
I turned on so I went over to it.
Yeah, and to be honest, I'm not feeling myself right now, but I am not going to move. Just ride out and see what happens. So, oh, that was so weird, so weird. I Still don't feel it, okay.
You know what happened to me was as I was filming Chris, I felt something tickle my elbow. I felt it already previously in the night, and that genuinely felt like somebody was just stroking. I had my elbow near to my stomach, and it felt like somebody actually stroked my t-shirt and actually stroked my elbow as well. So that is weird. That I've never felt that before. That was very surreal indeed. A very surreal experience.
It's not going, dude. Normally whatever. Remember I told you I had this problem?
Chris continued to feel unwell for the rest of the vigil and decided to go outside and get some air.
Right. That was just, I mean, you felt my face. I felt my face. It was freezing. And it was like, the best way I can describe it, it was like, I felt something standing to my left, right? And then when we heard the loud bang, and it didn't seem to disappear. It just sort of stayed there afterwards. And then suddenly, it was like, straight through me. It went funny all down here, you know, about here it was. And then, as I was going cold here, pins and needles were rising on this side.
Right.
I've never felt anything like that in my life.
And do you think it's them that are doing it, or do you think it's something that's natural?
That's my question, because, like I said, when I have the blood pressure problem, I go a bit muzzy-headed, you know. I've never had pains and needles, and I've never, ever had that cold from this before. Like, it touched me and, I don't know. Well, obviously my face is cold now, it's right here. But but look how cold that was on me when you felt it. And it was warm within a couple of seconds. Now, if you're having a stroke, it stays cold for a long time or something.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I don't think you were having a stroke. I think it was.
I don't know what that was, to be fair, mate. But I had to get out of there afterwards. Like I said, I wasn't gonna run. Just gonna let it do its thing.
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you, if I would got up, I would have flat in the face. That's how I was gonna stay high for that.
Right. Do you feel alright to go back in?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I'll just try to have a little break. I think. Yeah, that's certainly a weird one for me. That's funny, isn't it? Like, this is season is 40 rings old in the 40 rings and there's just jack shit in it.
Yeah, feel completely.
Yeah, I feel completely calm in here.
I mean, to say if there was something in
Did
here.
you hear that?
What?
Did you hear that, Jess?
What?
There was a whistle.
No.
There was a definite whistle.
I moved the chair a bit. That.
No. There was a definite whistle. It's really high pitched. Yeah.
Where did it come from?
I heard it to my right. But I do also hear a lot, like, material moving off to my right.
Maybe if there is something there, you should say, you know what, I can't bother, everyone comes in all the solemn times and you know.
Did you just move, Jess? Yeah. You hear? Can you knock on the door? Let us know you're here.
See, I heard those boots again. Like, I heard those boots again. Like, I keep hearing boots. You know, like when you hear boots walking and they like do that rubbing against each other.
Yeah.
That's the second time I've heard that now. Second time I heard it. And that time, it sounded more, it was like that side of the room. And if whatever it was, well, you know, when I heard them like quite clearly here, it was like, it's over there now. So who was supposed to hide in this room? Because the witch was in that room.
We decided that we didn't want to leave the witch's room there, and we sent Chris off on his own to do a lone vigil in the witch's room.
Hello? Is there anybody here who wishes to communicate with me? When I was sat over there, it made me feel very, very strange. Definitely don't know. Whoa, shit, what the fuck was that?
Chris thought he saw something going past the window. He thought maybe it was a shadow figure. However, the camera wasn't pointing at the window at the time.
Bugger, I don't even... shit. Yeah. Now, I don't know what that was. I hope to God I caught that on camera, but it looked like something just moved across that window. I don't know. It could just be. It could be a car lighting something up. But I didn't see the room light up.
Right. Next, we headed down to the barn as a group to try some Singapore theory, where we played blackjack to see if the spirits would communicate with us. Sorry. This is the first time that we have been in here, and those dots you can see beside Jess are from the Kinect camera.
What was it eerie? I think it's because it's so big.
Yeah.
Definitely different from the bishop's room. But not as bad as the witch's room.
So you can so on the camera we can see all the dots. Can you see that?
Oh yeah.
All the little dots from the Kinect cam as to where they track the things.
There you go.
Just me?
I can just tell.
Like a study WWE wrestler.
Yeah.
Right, so you can't really see your cards. So have a look at your cards. If they add up to 21,
Oh, okay, I'm playing 21, okay.
Yeah.
then
With a watch Jack in that.
Jack, King, Queen's 10.
Okay.
So if they add up to 21, then so your aim is to get it to 21. If you want any more cards, you say hit, you'll get another card. If you go over 21, then you're out.
Yeah.
Okay?
So the card there. Yeah.
Oh, that's fine.
Card. Good. I'm out.
Can you be close? Whoever's closest.
So we're supposed to
Okay, so I'm not going to add anything.
You know.
Okay, right, so Jeff, show your cards. 17, 18.
22.
This investigation yielded no results. We concluded the investigation at 2 AM.